just days before he will begin to receive classified intelligence briefings. Critics from both parties are continuing to question Donald Trump's America First foreign policy proposals. Trump raised eyebrows this week when he didn't seem to know Vladimir Putin had already invaded part of Ukraine.
Look, I have my own ideas. He's not going into Ukraine, okay? Just so you understand. He's not going to go into Ukraine. All right, you can mark it down, you can put it down, you can take it anywhere you want.
Well, he's already there, isn't he?
Okay, well, he's there in a certain way, but I'm not there yet.
Later in that interview with ABC, Trump acknowledged Crimea, quote, has been taken. That was after Trump became seemingly the first major presidential candidate to condition defending America's allies with their ability to pay. Trump told the New York Times if NATO was attacked, he would decide whether to defend the alliance, quote, if they fulfill their obligations to us. Trump later said he's in favor of NATO and stressed some NATO countries aren't meeting their obligations to devote 2% of their economies to defense. The Obama White House has also complained about NATO states failing to pay their fair share. But President Obama didn't hold back on his feelings about Trump's grasp of foreign policy, unleashing a blistering attack while standing next to Singapore's prime minister.
I think the Republican nominee is unfit to serve as president. The fact that he doesn't appear to have basic knowledge around critical issues in Europe, in the Middle East, in Asia, means that he's woefully unprepared to do this job.
Lieutenant General Michael Flynn, a Trump advisor, insists Trump has the temperament to be president.
No doubt. I mean, in terms of the decision-making ability, his strategic vision for the direction that this country needs to go, his ability to listen to advisors around him when we have these kinds of discussions.
But then there's the North Korean nuclear threat. Trump's gone back and forth on whether Japan and South Korea should be allowed to arm themselves with nuclear weapons. In March, he seemed open to the idea.
We're better off if Japan protects itself against this maniac in North Korea. We're better off, frankly, if South Korea is going to start to protect itself.
It would be a calamity, historical sort of catastrophe. I mean, it would be the reversal of 70 years of U.S. foreign policy. But it is sort of logical from his perspective as someone who wants to have a more independent, isolationist United States that isn't committed to other countries.
Now, we asked the Trump campaign repeatedly to respond to the criticism of his foreign policy ideas. We asked the campaign for an interview with Senator Jeff Sessions, Trump's top foreign policy advisor, or anyone on his foreign policy team. The campaign never got back to us, and a Sessions aide said he was not available for media interviews today.